Hello. Sweet Tooth here. And Flutter Pyroxes.
Oh, cute.
Here we go. Gonna play more Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney.
Still dancing to that?
Yeah, it's catchy.
I
Love you.
love you.
Hello, this is Phoenix Wright. You don't look so well, dude. You're gonna prove me you're not guilty today, right? Why are you calling me on a cell phone when I'm right next to you?
Don't do that here.
Don't do that here! Dude! On guard! Fight me.
Also, why are you like stereotypical villain now?
Yeah. If you please, Mr. Lawyer. Remember, it's not just me. Your precious friend's life is riding on today's verdict, too. Grr. Yep.
We already did this.
Yes. Maya.
Come
Mia. Maya. How's Maya?
I don't know.
You don't know.
She hasn't tried to channel me since yesterday.
Mia. What? What am I supposed to do?
Well, like I said, for a lawyer, the worst of times are when you have to force your biggest smiles.
But
You can't give up. There's still some hope left.
stop it, please. There's nothing left. Not here. Not anywhere. Ugh. What? Ah. It's that accursed on guard again.
Why is he calling you?
Will you leave me alone? Look, don't call me anymore. I mean it.
You really mean it, pal.
Ah, Gumshoe. I'm really, really sorry. Where are you?
Hey, let me join the investigation team. We're chasing after the killer, pal.
Then you have some sort of lead?
I got my job back apparently, pal. Sorry, but right now we got 0 leads on the guy. We're not going to give up.
Gumshoe.
Until the trial's over, until the verdict is handed down. We're gonna do everything we can to find a killer. If we can get Maya out, then you can get on guard the guilty verdict he deserves, pal.
That's true. I could do that if they found Maya first.
You got that? You have to do whatever you can to make the trial last longer.
I have to make the trial last longer?
If you go at Mr. On guard, Edgeworth, with everything you got, then you two can draw it out.
Oh, now I get it.
Believe in you, pal. You and Mr. Edgeworth can do it. So, believe in us. We're going to get it all we got, just like you.
Got it. Thanks, Gumshoe.
Hey, Phoenix.
Mia!
You understand now, don't you? You have some money that will never be able to buy. Friendship is the strongest weapon in the world, and you have it in abundance.
Yeah! Looks like we're coming to the end. I have to make the trial last as long as I can. Gumshoe will come through, I know it! Court is now in session for the trial of Matt on guard. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor.
Now, as I recall, we concluded yesterday's session with a big mystery on our hands. The mystery being what exactly was Miss Adrian Andrews' role in this murder. That is to say, is she really connected to the crime itself? Mr. Edgeworth, if you would please inform the court of today's proceedings.
Adrian Andrews. She forged evidence that threw suspicion onto Mr. On guard, and then proceeded by wearing a nickel samurai costume. The guilt of these actions are from which she cannot escape.
Then you're saying that she is guilty after all?
I'm not finished, Your Honor. Miss Andrews has nothing to do with committing the actual murder. I would like to direct the court's attention to this card.
What is that? It looks like a shell.
This is the calling card of a certain assassin.
Assassin, you say?
Yes, Juan Cordia was killed by a professional assassin. The person who hired the assassin, his client so to speak, is not on guard.
Well, what a surprising turn of events. I would think this is becoming commonplace, Your Honor. I know what's going on this time. So I know that everything Edgeworth has said is true. But we still have to hold out as long as we can. At least until Maya is safe and sound. I wonder how the trial will turn out today. Now then, please call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls the defendant's mentor, Mr. Will Powers, to the stand.
Now then, witness, your name and occupation, please.
Okay. I'm, Will Powers. I'm a poor, underpaid action star.
And what is your relation to the defendant?
Well, I guess I'm sort of a lousy mentor to him in any way. Yeah. Mr. Powers, please, you don't need to put yourself down so much. Oh, sorry. Well, but I'm just kind of a nothing sort of guy.
What the hell?
What?
You're really depressed all of a sudden. On the night of the murder, you visited the defendant's room. Is this correct?
Yes. I didn't know that.
But you know.
I didn't actually get to see Matt when I went.
All you need to do is answer what you're asked. Now then, I would like you to testify about when you went to Mr. Engarde's room.
Oh lordy, testify. I don't know. Okay, sure. Testify, baby. Visit the master room. After the word ceremony, I went by myself to Matt's room. Matt was standing there in front of his room, still in his nickel samurai costume. He was talking with someone. At first I thought it was the bellboy. I watched the two of them for a while, but then I gave up and went back. I had guests with me that night, and I couldn't make them wait for me. Nothing sounds out of place in Mr. Powers' testimony. And talking with the bellboy is no big deal.
If one assumes that the person Mr. Engarde was speaking to was an ordinary bellboy.
What are you implying?
Well, Mr. Wright, let's have your cross-examination, shall we? Looks like we're in another sticky situation.
Huh?
A trap. Can't you smell it, Phoenix? But for us to find out more, we're just gonna have to charge in head first, right?
Visit the Matt's room. Boom, beam, bam. Beam, bam, boom. Beam, bam, boom. After the war ceremony, I went by myself to Matt's room. The defendant's room. Why did you go there? Well, I'm his mentor, like a big brother, sort of, and I wanted to say congrats. What's wrong? Why did you stop? Mr. Wright. What is it? You're going to try to trick me into a corner, aren't you? Huh? I know I'm just a poor underpaid action star, but I'm not the killer. No one said you were, Mr. Powers. No, please, don't trick me. Every time you do your lawyer thing, the witness suddenly turns into the bad guy.
That is true. Most of the time, the witness ends up being the killer.
Shush, Edgeworth. Every time.
Witness, I will personally talk to the defense at a later time and tell them not to accuse so many witnesses. So for now, please kindly cooperate and continue with your testimony.
Sorry. So you went to the defendant's room and then you're the killer. Hey, wait a minute. When and how did I suddenly turn into the bad guy here? Matt was standing there in front of his room, still in his nickel samurai costume. Are you sure that was Matt on guard? Yeah, I'm sure. He wasn't wearing the nickel samurai mask then.
Guilty! He's guilty! Can't you smell it? The smell of murder all over this man.
If that's the case, then he really can't be mistaken.
And what was the defendant doing standing in front of his own room?
He's talking to someone. At first I thought it was the bellboy. At first? What do you mean by that? Well, he was in a bellboyish uniform and he had a bottle of juice on a tray. Sounds like an ordinary bellboy to me. Yeah, but I didn't think he was a normal bellboy. And why was that? Why did I think that, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Sorry, but I can't remember right now. Sorry. I guess I'm going to have to wait patiently on this one. Watched the two of them for a while, but then I gave up and went back. Okay. You saw the two of them, the bellboy and the defendant, together, correct? Yeah, the bellboy just wanted to say congrats. Now, while you were watching the two of them, did you notice anything strange? You know, I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt, well, he gave the bellboy a tip. A tip? Well, that's a perfectly normal thing to do. So how long did you watch the two of them? Not more than a minute or two, I think. So who are these guests you're talking about? You guys, of course. You and Maya and Little Pearl. I thought it would be really rude since I invited you guys if I disappeared on you. So I went back to my seat pretty soon after seeing Matt in the hallway. This is like squeezing water from a stone. It's probably pointless to press further.
Do you remember this incident? Did Mr. Powers leave his seat that night?
I don't remember that happening at all. Maya was making such a racket in her hyper state. I ended up focusing on her.
I see. In any case, from his story, he probably wasn't gone for very long.
So I gotta find a contradiction, huh? Huh, wonder what it is.
He was supposed to add the tip thing to his testimony.
Really?
He was supposed to add it.
No, that's not added.
Oh, press the fourth statement, then the third. That's the problem. You did them in the wrong order. Go back to the third statement. He was talking with someone. There we go.
So you're supposed to do it out of order?
You pressed them in the wrong order. There's a specific order you're supposed to talk to them. Because Wright wouldn't think of something until you did this.
That's strangely
Like, probably
contextual.
wouldn't have noticed something.
That's strangely contextual. At first, what do you mean by that? I didn't think he was a normal bellboy. Why was that? Why did I think that, Mr. Wright? Hey, wait a second. Oh, okay. Actually, Mr. Powers only a few minutes ago, you stated... Huh. Could it be that you felt something strange about the tip-giving incident itself? Ah, yeah, that's it. You really know your job. Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes, Your Honor.
This bellboy, he wasn't an ordinary one, was he?
Perhaps we should let the witness tell us.
Very well. Mr. Powers, please amend your testimony. You mean about the bellboy, right? Matt gave the bellboy a tip. So he gave the bellboy a tip. What's so strange about that? Oh, well, you see, Matt's not a poor penny pincher like me. I was trying to figure out how much it was because the tip really shocked me. How much was it? Well, that's when something even more surprising happened. The bellboy was putting the tip he got in his pocket. And that's when I got my first good look at the guy's face. I was really shocked. I'm afraid I don't follow at all. It sounds like Mr. Powers was surprised twice by this event. I wonder which of his shocking moments I should ask about. What was so shocking about the bellboy's face, Mr. Powers? Well, he wasn't exactly a boy, more like an old Gramps. I hope you know that discrimination towards old men is a no-no in my court. No, that's not what I meant at all. In the smack middle of the guy's face, there was a line of stitches. A line of stitches? Yeah, and it went straight from the tippy top of his head to the bottom of his chin. Almost like if that thread snapped, all the stuff in his head would come spilling out. Ah, he was there, at Enguarde's house. He was that butler. What is it, Mr. Wright? Nothing, Your Honor. So that means Enguarde was talking with the killer, then. If that fact were to be exposed, Enguarde would be declared guilty in a blink.
Phoenix, you have to play dumb here. Pretend you don't know anything.
Yes, Chief. Sure you don't have anything you would like to say, Mr. Wright? Huh? What did you just say, Your Honor? Nothing, Mr. Wright, nothing. We're just going around and around in circles. Now then, Mr. Powers, please continue with your testimony. Sure. The defendant is a huge star. He can't afford to give generous tips, wouldn't you agree? Sure. But giving him that much was maybe a little too much, I think. A little too much.
Could you please clarify for the court? About how much would you say the defendant gave to the bellboy?
Honestly, I don't know. I can't even begin to guess. Why is that? Because he gave the bellboy a really, really fat roll of cash. A roll of cash. Oh, well, how interesting. That certainly was a very generous tip, wasn't it?
A very fat roll of cash that can hardly be called a tip, Your Honor.
The judge is beginning to look awfully suspicious of us. Judge? The defendant is a superstar. That kind of tip is typical fare for people like him.
Are you saying that all superstars are super spenders? If I could receive a large roll of cash simply by bringing people things on trays, why on earth would I stand around here prosecuting?
Got a point. I don't even get paid, let alone rolls of cash for all my hard work. So supposing that roll of cash was not a tip, then what was it?
Payment, Your Honor.
Payment.
Isn't it obvious for the murder of Mr. Juan Cordia?
Then the bellboy the witness saw.
Yes, he was the assassin.
Hold your horses now, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't have any proof of this, do you?
Have I ever been unprepared to support my claims, Your Honor? I have right here the card Shelley the Killer left at the scene of the crime.
Shelley the Killer.
He's the person the police's special investigation team has been chasing for ages. I'm certain that the person the witness saw was this very Shelley the Killer.
Really? What's wrong, Mr. Powers? No, nothing. Something just clicked in my head and I think I just figured something out. Oh? Actually, I saw that bellboy again later on that night. What? Mr. Powers, please testify. Tell us what you saw. Yes, sir, right away. The second time. This time I was in that hallway because I had to go to the bathroom. And that's when that bellboy I saw earlier came out of the room. Of course, when I say room, I mean Juan Corrida's room. Now that I think about it, that bellboy did seem kinda out of place. Yeah, so he had to be the assassin, I'm sure of it. I mean...
Thank you very much. That is all we need to know.
Huh? But I'm not done, there's still more.
Let us first establish if the bellboy was truly the killer. Then we'll see.
So the bellboy came out of the victim's room. And if that bellboy really was the assassin, then I think the answer is fairly obvious.
That would be correct, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, I believe it's your turn to entertain us and make us laugh. This is no laughing matter.
And what time was it? Oh, well, I don't remember. The award ceremony ended around 8 p.m., right? And I went to Matt's room pretty soon after that, and then I came back. And then I went to the bathroom. So I guess maybe it was around 8:10 p.m. by that time? You're not one for details, are you, Mr. Powers? Sorry. I thought I could maybe catch Matt and say my congrats. Are you sure it was the same bellboy? Yeah. And how could you tell? All the bellboys wear the same uniform after all. But you see, well, he had those stitches in his face. Heck.
How can you be a sass and have such clear markings?
I don't know. So I'm sure it's the same guy that was talking with Matt.
So which room did the bellboy come out of?
The victim's room, huh? Yeah, the one with all the really pretty flowers and teddy bears. It was Juan's room, alright. Words cannot describe how screwed I am.
Let's continue with the testimony, shall we?
So it exactly was so out of place about him.
Right. Why the insipid grin?
Maybe because I have no idea about damaging thing he's going to say next. Well, the bellboy was empty-handed. Empty-handed? That boy was one of those room service people, right? But he wasn't pushing a cart. He wasn't holding a tray either. You'd call that a little strange too, wouldn't you? I agree that it is a bit strange, Mr. Powers. But is it really that unusual for a bellboy to be empty-handed? What should I do? Should I let Mr. Powers' testimony slide? There's nothing strange or unusual about an empty-handed bellboy. But there really is. Really is. There really isn't.
You two are done being school children. Bellboys are for room service. There's no reason for them to be empty-handed, ever. Your Honor, I ask that the witness previous to the statement be supplanted with this one.
Grr, Edgeworth. Are you
Right.
going to do whatever you can to make the bellboy look suspicious? I see. Very well. This court recognizes and grants the prosecution's request. Mr. Powers, if you could amend your testimony, please. Yes, sir. Ugh. So you're saying that it's suspicious for him to be empty-handed? Yeah, really suspicious. I mean, when I first saw that bellboy, he was holding a tray in his hand. There was a bottle of juice and a wine glass on it. Juice? What kind of juice was it? I'm pretty sure it was tomato juice.
We come up with some sort of reason as to why he would come out empty-handed. Tomato juice must be funny. Right there. Right?
Huh?
Tomato juice. It's obvious who that one's for.
Alright. proof, huh? Sounds like another job for the court record. So, present juice?
I think so. That's obvious who it's for, right?
Well, I got the wine glass.
Oh, it is right. Huzzah!
Huzzah! Mr. Powers. Yes? You're the killer! No.
It's just because he's so afraid of being accused. That's funny.
Yeah. You're easily influenced by other people's words, aren't you? As soon as you heard that the bellboy might have been the killer, you got caught up in believing it must be true. But, isn't he really suspicious? He's got all those stitches and...
And it won't be me that's being the one bullied.
Yeah. So, a baseball has stitches. Are you saying all baseballs are suspicious because they have stitches? Gulp. Well, there's also, what about him being empty-handed? I would like to ask the court to please take a look here. This is the crime scene. There's a wine glass sitting next to Mr. Kurita's body. The liquid inside this glass is tomato juice. Now, if you would look at what is on top of the table in the lower right corner here, anyone can clearly see that it is a tray with a bottle of tomato juice on it. The bellboy had just brought this to Mr. Kurita's room. He left the tray in the room, which is why he was empty-handed when he left. But that would mean that the bellboy had seen and left a dead body in the room. But can you prove that Mr. Kurita was already dead at that time? Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes?
I blame you for leading me down this route.
I'm terribly sorry.
What is with him? Why is he laughing?
Witness, isn't there one more thing you'd like to share with us?
Is there?
The bellboy was empty-handed, or should I say empty-handed? I recall you saying something interesting about his hands.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Huh? What? That bellboy, he was wearing gloves. Gloves? Yeah, pitch black, leather ones. All the other bellboys don't wear gloves like that, right? Black leather gloves. Why didn't you mention them earlier? Sorry, it slipped my mind. Alright. Boy, does this make the bellboy look really suspicious. Alright, gotta focus. I can't get lax here or this stupid, crappy assassin is gonna blow everything.
Yeah, why does he have such a noticeable face?
So what if he had gloves? A lot of bellboys wear gloves. Come on, Mr. Wright, that bellboy was wearing black leather gloves. So, a football is made of leather. Are you saying all footballs are suspicious because they are made of leather? Go! But that man, he received a large roll of cash from the defendant. And then he was seen leaving the crime scene wearing black leather gloves. I don't think that even someone like myself can believe he was just another bellboy.
It seems like we finally come to an understanding. Now then, witness, please continue with the rest of your testimony.
The rest? Oh yes, please tell us more. Okay.
Is Edgeworth really trying to stall? 'Cause I don't know if he is.
I have no idea. Their second meeting. After leaving Juan's room, the bellboy went and knocked on Matt's door just like that. He gave something to the person inside the room. Then the old guy just left without even going into the room. After that, I went to the bathroom and then back to my seat. So the bellboy, after leaving the crime scene next, went to the defendant's room? Yeah. Kinda saw all that by accident. Some accident. I say you saw too much. And all of it was suspicious to high heaven. I think it's safe to say that we can no longer consider this bellboy to be normal. Now then, let's get started, shall we? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Is that what you saw while you were busy spying? Excuse me? I may be poor, underpaid action star, but even I wouldn't stoop to spying. Well, I think the point is, where did you watch all this from, Mr. Powers? Oh, from the door of the bathroom with my left eye in a sort of sneaky spy-like. I knew he was spying.
Please, does it really matter who's doing it over or underhandedly? What did the bellboy do next? That's all I care to know.
I said, hold it! Okay. That's better. What kind of statement is that? Please elaborate and give us more details. Oh, okay. I should probably ask him only one question at a time. Don't ask anything. Don't ask anything. I don't think I can figure out much more from Mr. Powers. We should probably move on to a different topic. So what did that bellboy do after that? Ah. He gave something to this person. Yeah. And what was this something? If I remembered what it was, I wouldn't be calling it a something, would I? So this implies that something was removed from the scene of the crime. Are you sure you really can't remember, Mr. Powers? I think it was something kind of small. This is an
incredibly crucial piece of information. Please, try to remember what it was.
I'll try.
In the meantime, let's talk of another point, namely what the bellboy did next.
Oh, so after he gave the person inside the room the thing. Where did this bellboy go after he left Mr. Unguard's room? He opened the door to Viola Hall. Went in there, and who knows after that, right? I do. Did you see anything strange, suspicious, or just out of the ordinary at that time? Oh yeah, I saw that one thing. What? Saw something else? There was this jittery alien with a ray gun. It was watching Juan's door like some sort of stalker. I think we can forget about the alien.
Well, Mr. Powers' testimony was just as vague as his first. It's a little troublesome, isn't it? But I'm sure if you press him enough, everything will become clear. Although, that just makes it harder on us, doesn't it?
Talk about a lose-lose situation. Lose-lose. Alright, what? The person inside. So who took this something? The bellboy handed off. Actually, I don't know. What do you mean? I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm. Only an arm? Then you're saying you didn't see the person's face? Yeah.
I would like to summarize the testimony up to this point, if you don't mind. When the bellboy left the crime scene, he immediately went to the defendant's room. There, he handed a small item of some sort to the person inside. As for the person who received the item, all you could see was the person's arm.
Yes, it was just like that. Mr. Edgeworth, is all this really that important?
Of course, Your Honor. I think this is of utmost importance. This is when whatever was removed from the crime scene was handed over to the client.
Mr. Powers, please try to remember what it was the bellboy handed off.
Was it the suicide note?
Oh, I don't know. Well, let's see. I think it was... No. If you remember, please add it to your testimony. Yes, sir. If I saw it again, I could say for sure, but I think it was some sort of wooden statue.
Oh, it must have been that cut up bear.
The bear. Because he was going to his client, he was like, I have happy news to bear. And then they both chuckled to themselves.
What was the point of that pregnant pause?
Where did the interruption come from? Well, speak up. Oh, it was me, Your Honor.
What is it, Phoenix?
I have a feeling that something bad is going to happen once I show this. Mr. Wright, if you have something to say, please spit it out. Yes, Your Honor. Okay, Phoenix, deep breath. Mr. Powers, the something you saw. Was it this item? Oh, hey, that's it. That's a something. Wow, Mr. Wright, you really figured it out.
You really figured out what something is. I recall we found this at Matt and Guard's mansion.
At the defendant's house. What does this mean?
Simple, Your Honor. Shelley the killer assassinated Juan Cordia in his room. And then he stole this wooden bear from the scene of the crime.
Then the bear being found at Mr. Ungard's mansion would mean...
It goes without saying, Your Honor. Mr. Matt Ungard is the killer's client.
Order, I said order. Mr. Wright, this is a most unfortunate turn of events for you. Yeah. Sorry, Mia.
No, it's alright. Your judgment was sound. Actually, I figured the bear would come up. If not now, then it would have been later on. Even if you hadn't shown it to the court, I'm sure your friend Edgeworth would have.
Oh, I almost forgot that he knew about it too. I think it is clear that there is no need for us to continue this trial. I can't let this happen. I have to do something. It has to be something we've overlooked. Your Honor, a minute, please. Yes, Mr. Wright? There are still a few points left that we have not fully explored.
What are you trying to pull?
Oh, well, we can't have that. Alright, Mr. Wright, what questionable point would you like to explore further? Oh my god. Powers testimony. person who received the bear. The bear itself. The bear itself. It's the real killer. I think it's very obvious that the bear itself is very questionable. Look how killer-like he is. The bear? Mr. Wright? This was found at Mr. Ungard's mansion. However, Mr. Ungard was arrested at the hotel that night, which means that since the murder occurred, he has not had a chance to go home. Oh. I think Your Honor has already figured out what I'm trying to say. It is not possible that it was Mr. Ungard who took this bear to his mansion. Well, why? That's very true. We didn't consider that point, Mr. Wright. There was no way time-wise for the defendant to have taken this bear home. Phew. Disaster averted. Ah.
You haven't gotten the best of me yet, Mr. Wright.
Huh?
I remember clear as day. I remember what you muttered to yourself at Ungard's mansion. The killer and Ungard were working together, so to speak. And the killer was hiding at Ungard's mansion as his butler.
What a bold move.
The bear figurine was brought back to Ungard Mansion by the killer himself. When it looked like he was about to be arrested, Ungard had him do so. I assume because it would have been bad had the police found it during their investigation. Mr. Wright, you've been quiet for a while now.
This is too much. Isn't there anything I can attack at all? I have to try. I have to find something else. What will you do now, Mr. Wright? Do you plan to... You plan to expose a clearly shaken place in Mr. Power's testimony. Well, what? There's still another one? There is indeed, Your Honor, and it's quite a questionable point.
What are you trying to pull? Yeah, Edward obviously wasn't told the stall for time plan.
I guess not. Oh, well, we can't have that. Alright, Mr. Wright, what questionable point would you like to explore further? The testimony? Mr. Power's testimony, of course. Huh? I know that...
Your insanity stupefies me, Mr. Wright.
Inanity.
Inanity. What in the world does that even mean?
What's that? Spelling error.
We already clarified all questionable points during the cross-examination just now.
Ugh.
Wasting time like this, calling the testimony questionable. I'd say that's your head that's questionable here.
Ah. Cross-examination went smoothly, and there was nothing wrong with the testimony. Now then, I believe. So it wasn't that. Person who received the bear. There was one thing in Mr. Power's testimony that was very unclear, and that is the identity of the person who received the bear. As long as we don't know who it was that took the bear, we can't be sure of... Ah! What is it, Mr. Powers? If you're going to scream like that, then at least give us a good reason why. Oh, yeah, sorry. Actually, so I remembered. I remembered who took the bear. What? Really? I mean, I only saw his arm. But the arm. It was the Nickel Samurai's arm, I swear it. You've gotta be kidding.
Are you sure of that, Mr. Powers?
Yeah, I'm sure it was a Nickel Samurai. Order, order. It looks like you've dug your own grave, yet again. How many times is that today? I've lost count.
So the person who took this little bear was the Nickel Samurai.
The bear that took this person.
Sorry.
The bear that took this person was the Nickel Samurai. The truth is out there.
As we know, Matt on guard is a Nickel Samurai. Correlation does not equal causation. There were two Nickel Samurais.
Exactly, it could have been Adrian Andrews. Thanks to the defense, we've made that all clear. I think we've heard enough. We now know why this bear figurine was at the defendant's mansion, as well as who it was that received the bear from the assassin in his room. Everything has become very clear. The client who hired the assassin to commit the murder was Mr. Man on Guard. I see no reason for this trial to continue, therefore I will hand down my verdict. Every time the prosecution gives evidence, but don't care about the defendant. Every time the defense says something, it's like, how are you sure about that?
Why are you saying this?
Yeah, but as soon as the prosecution says something, they're like, oh, no reason to continue the trial. I'm going to hand my verdict.
Yeah, it's like, it's obviously unbalanced towards them.
Yeah.
Thank you for understanding, Your Honor. You see, Mr. Wright, you could not win against the truth, could you?
I knew it would turn out this way. After all, what Edgeworth has stated is the truth. Any last objections, Mr. Wright? Well, do I? What should I do?
I don't think you want to just listen and hear the verdict.
Yeah. There's only one way for me to drag this trial out. The only thing I have left is this one dirty trick. Your Honor, right now we have these two reasons to believe my client is the assassin's client. Reason number one, he accepted the bear figurine from the assassin. Reason number two, that very same figurine was found at Engard Mansion. However, it's possible this is all the work of a certain other person. What are you saying? What I am saying is, it's possible a different person is the killer's real client. The real client? Yes.
Is this all you have?
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your theory. Who do you say is the killer's real client? If for the real murder. Adrian Andrews? Yes, we already know that she tried to frame Matt on Guard for the crime by wearing a spare Nickel Samurai costume. Ah. Then the Nickel Samurai's arm that I saw, that could have very well been Miss Andrews. But what about Mr. On Guard? If you would please recall yesterday's testimony. The defendant was taking a nap during the break period. That's right. than finding this figure at the Minister and Guard's mansion. It was a well-laid trap set by Miss Andrews. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion on this?
I can't even begin to count the flaws in the defense's logic. Besides which, there's no evidence to support it. However, I can't fully discount this possibility either.
What is with this trial? Come on, anyone could tell on guard did it. I can't believe the defense would go as far to pin the guilt on someone else. Yeah, unbelievable. It's not something petty, it's murder of all things. Where's the little kid saying that Where's the little kid that says that they don't like Phoenix Wright because he looks like a monster or something?
Where is that from?
Oh, he's a mean guy, isn't he, Mommy? Or Daddy. Something like
What
that.
happens whenever Edgeworth is the one that we're calling him?
Yeah. This is a save Maya. This is a save Maya. Even if the whole world turns against me, this is one fight I can't give up on. Order, order, order. All disruptive parties will be forced to leave the courtroom.
Your Honor. For the benefit of the defense, I'm willing to play along with his what-if game.
His what-if game, Mr. Edgeworth?
The prosecution is prepared to challenge the defense's theory. Mr. Wright, even you must have thought it strange and wondered, why would the colonel want this little wooden bear?
He's right. The killer did specially bring that bear to on guard right away. Why do you ask? Is there something special about it?
Absolutely. I'm sure once the court knows of its significance, the true killer's identity will become crystal clear. Your Honor, the prosecution calls upon a witness who will clear all doubts against Miss Andrews.
And who would that be?
It's quite simple, Your Honor. Miss Adrian Andrews herself.
Really?
Oh, we got Miss Andrews again.
I see. Well then, the court will take a short 10-minute recess. The prosecution will prepare its witness in that time.
Yes, Your Honor.
March 23rd, 1154 District, court number 3. Oh, I knew it was a good idea to hold her hostage, don't you agree, Mr. Lawyer? Swish the brandy, they said, and I did swish the brandy. Swirl the brandy. Just swirl or swish?
Swirl the brandy.
Swirl the brandy. But I never thought in your desperation you'd try to pin the guilt onto Adrian. Alright, swear this demon will pay.
Mr. Nick?
Pearls, where's Mia?
I don't know. A really strong power suddenly called her away.
A really strong power.
Oh, Mr. Nick, your phone is...
It's from Gumshoe.
How's it going? Have you been hanging in there, pal?
Yeah, sort of. We just barely found out something on to latch onto.
Ooh, that's good, pal.
What about you? Anything yet? Have you figured out where the killer and Maya are?
Well, we don't have any leads, but...
What? We don't have any more time.
If we had one, even one single clue would be really helpful.
I was only able to come this far because I kept thinking to myself, I gotta keep the trial going until Maya's been rescued. But have I just run out of luck this time? Is all our hope for naught?
A tent.
Huh? A tent?
I could see a circus tent.
Mamma mia!
It looks like Maya was unconscious until just a few minutes ago. As soon as she woke up, she called for me.
So it was Maya that called you away.
She's locked in a dusty little room right now. But I could see a circus tent outside the window, about 300 feet away.
Gumshoe! Is there a circus in town right now?
There's only one, pal, the very big circus.
Maya's somewhere within a 300-foot radius of the main tent.
What? Okay, hold on a sec, pal. Hey, draw a circle on that map. About 300-foot radius from the main tent. Hurry. And?
And?
I can see a mailbox under the window, just outside.
Gumshoe! There's also a mailbox.
Okay, what else?
What else, Mia?
I'm sorry, but it was a very small window. I couldn't see anything else. It felt like it was in an old office building, maybe the 3rd floor, so... I heard her, an old office building. Good stuff, pal. Okay, just hang in there a little longer, pal. Wish us luck.
Good luck.
I'll catch you later, so don't let your battery die, okay, pal?
Mia! Maya's not hurt, right?
She's in a pretty bad state, Phoenix. She's being starved.
Gumshoe, please hurry.
Looks like we're out of time. Are you alright, Phoenix?
It's only a matter of time before Maya's rescued. I can do this. I just have to make this trial last a little longer. Ooh. Here we go again. Alright, we're going to cut it off here and bring it up in the next one. Well, thank you for watching. Feel free to leave a comment. Hope you have yourself a good day. Bye-bye.